Before starting any of the following flexibility tests, you want to make sure that the client does a 5 to 10 minute aerobic warm up. The first flexibility test will be the Canadian trunk forward flexion test. Be sure the client removes shoes for this test. The client will sit with their back straight, feet flat against the box, and head in a neutral position. When performing the test, be sure the client does not lead with one hand and that the client does not bend the knees. The client should inhale before reaching and exhale as they reach. The position should be held for 2 seconds, and the client should perform 2 trials and record the best of the 2 scores. This test is to assess the client's hamstring and lower back flexibility. The sit and reach test may need to be modified for various subpopulations, including the young, the old, and the pregnant. The next flexibility test will be the YMCA sit and reach test. Be sure the client removes their shoes for this test. For this test, you will place a yardstick on the floor and place a strip of tape on the 15-inch mark. Have the client place their feet on the edge of the tape with 10 to 12 inches apart. Be sure the client keeps their back straight and their head in a neutral position. When the client performs this test, ensure the client's fingers are touching the yardstick at all times, and that one of the hand is not leading in front of the other. Also ensure knees are not bent during the test. Have the client inhale before performing the test and exhale as they reach. Ensure the client holds the position for 2 seconds. Test should be performed twice, and best score out of the 2 should be recorded. Sit and reach test may need to be modified for various subpopulations, including the young, the old, and the pregnant. The test is to assess the client's hamstring and lower back flexibility. The third flexibility test will be the chair sit and reach test, which is used for the older population. The chair used should be 17 inches high and placed against a wall. When performing the test, the client does not need to remove their shoes. You will instruct the client to extend one leg with an ankle dorsiflex while keeping the untested leg flat on the floor and keeping their head in a normal alignment. When performing the test, instruct the client to inhale before and exhale when reaching. Before, the client does not lead with one hand and that they hold this position for 2 seconds. Have the client perform the test twice and record the best score out of 2 for the right and left side. This test measures the client's hamstrings flexibility without placing too much stress on the lower back for the older adults. The final flexibility test is the Thomas test. Have the client lie supine. Instruct the client to bring their tested leg to their chest while keeping the untested leg straight and in contact with the mat. If the untested leg lifts off the mat during the test, then the person is categorized as inflexible. If the person is able to keep their untested leg straight on the mat, the client is categorized as flexible. The client should hold this position for 2 seconds and be performed on each side twice. The best score of the 2 should be recorded. Instruct the client to inhale before and exhale while performing the test, which may be used for any population. This test assesses the client's hip flexor flexibility. This chart shows the flexibility results from 4 different participants, some who need improvement and others who did fairly well.